A very good morning to all of you. Let me welcome you all for the social class. Today we are going to continue the 7th chapter of your history, weavers, iron smelters and factory owners. Last class we have seen what are the how the Indian hand woven cloth is manufactured, what are the process involved in that, what are the process. First step is spinning, second one what is that, sayam poduvangalam, what is that, dyeing process, then third step is weaving, and what is the fourth step, block printing. The person who block prints, that person is called chipigars, and who dyes the cloth threads, that person is called wranglers. And I hope you all understand in the last class and what are the major weaving centers and what are the challenges that was faced by Indian textiles in foreign in European markets, that all we have seen, and what are the impacts that what are the impacts of industrialization in Indian weavers, that we have seen, and establishment of cotton textile mills, that we have seen in the last class. Now we are going to see impact of industrial revolution on the steel and iron smelting industry of India. We have seen first one, weavers pati we have seen, and factory owners same thing. Okay, iron smelters we are going to see. Now we are going to see about iron and steel industries we are going to see. Okay, what is the impact of industrial revolution on the steel and iron smelting industry of India? Industrial revolution வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் அதோட இம்பாக்ட் வந்து what happened, அதோட இம்பாக்ட் வந்து ஸ்டீல் அண்ட் அயன் அண்ட் ஸ்டீல் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி வந்து என்ன பாதிச்சிச்சு அப்படின்னா, that is what we are going to see. Okay, first we are going to see what is the impact on this. Okay, that is what we are going to see. They have take your page number 9. They have given, see, high quality wood steel. We have used wood steel in those times. We have used wood steel is used. Okay, this is a high quality steel which is called wood steel, which is used for making Damascus swords. Okay, Damascus swords அப்படின்ற ஒரு sharp and edge and ரொம்ப thinna இருக்கக்கூடிய, okay, very hard and sharp edge that could pierce into an enemy. அவங்களோட டக்குன்னு இப்படி குத்துனதும் ஒரு ஈஸியாக நுழையிற மாதிரி ஒரு ஸ்வாட் வந்துட்டு செய்கிறதுக்காக we use wood steel அப்படின்ற ஒரு steel வந்து we are using it. Okay, then that steel is also used for making sword of Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan is a king who ruled Mysore for the year 1782 to 1799. Okay, Tipu Sultan has ruled the kingdom of Mysore from 1782 to 1799. You have to remember this year. And he has used the sword which is made of wood steel. Okay, and he has also fought four wars with British kuda he has fight for 4 wars using this sword only. Okay, wood steel use panni that sword only he has used, and he even died with that died having that sword in his hand. Avanga kaiyila and the sword vechitna his last minute was that only. Okay, what is the speciality of this sword? Okay, what is the speciality of this steel, the steel vechu make panna and the sword oda speciality enna, that we are going to see. This sword was special because of its very hard and sharp edge that could pierce into the armor of the enemy. Wood steel lent a flowing water pattern to the edges of the sword. அப்படி இப்போ ஒரு தண்ணி ஊத்துனாலும் அதை வந்து அப்படி அந்த வழுக்கிட்டு வந்துரும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல, that kind of அந்த finest ஒரு ஷார்ப்பா வந்துட்டு அந்த ஸ்வார்டை வந்து மேக் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. This pattern, how this இந்த மாதிரி இதை வந்து எப்படி how they manufacture அப்படின்னா, this pattern was a result of very small carbon crystals embedded on the iron. Ironல ரொம்ப சின்ன carbon crystals வச்சு they have made this fine swords. Okay, wood steel was produced in southern India only. They have produced this. It has different names. Okay, ஒவ்வொரு லாங்குவேஜ்ல ஒவ்வொரு விதமா அந்த wood steel வந்து சொல்லுவாங்க. Okay, they have named in different languages. So in Canada it is called ukku, in Telugu it is called kukku. See, in Telugu it is called hukku, and in Kannada it is called Kannadam. It is called what is that? Ukku, and in Tamil and Malayalam we'll call it as urukku. We'll call it as, okay, which means steel. Everything it has a same meaning, steel. Okay, it has same meaning, steel. Okay. Once in 1900 in Mysore, Franz Buchanan அப்படின்ற ஒரு person வந்து he came to Mysore. Okay, at that time he has explained how iron smelters were doing this steel. Okay, this wood steel, how it was manufactured in smelting, how it was manufactured அப்படின்றத this Francis Buchanan has explained. Okay, how come it is manufactured, how this wood steel is manufactured, that is what this man has explained. Okay, how he has explained means in smelting furnaces of Mysore la smelting furnaces அப்படினா என்னமா furnaces na ஒரு அந்த எரிக்கிற அந்த இடம். ஓகேவா? smelting what is smelting? In the first class itself I have told you what is smelting. Smelting is a process of extracting ஒரு ore இருக்கும்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்களேன். There will be a ore. Okay, first we will get an ore only. Okay, ore அப்படினா ஒரு sediment இல்லனா ஒரு rock deposit இருக்கலாம். ஓகேவா? that ஒரு raw material நமக்கு கிடைக்கும்ல பூமிக்கு அடியில இருந்து under the earth surface we will get a raw material. From that material we have to extract a metal or a mineral or something we need. That process is called smelting. Okay, by the process of heating and melting use பண்ணியோ இல்லனா heat பண்ணியோ உருக்கு வாங்கலாமா ஒரு ராக் இருக்கு. இப்போ ஒரு கோல்டே how we will get gold from a rock only. Okay, ஒரு ராக்ல இருந்து தான் we will get a gold. அந்த process எல்லாமே smelting. Okay, it is a process of extracting metal from its ore. Okay va? It is a process of extracting metal from its ore. What is smelting? Process of extracting metal or mineral from its ore by burning and by heating and melting. Okay, by heating and melting. ஒரு இதை ஹீட் பண்ணாதான் நம்ம will get அந்த உருகி வரும் இல்லையா? ஸோ ஹீட் பண்ணி heating and melting process யூஸ் பண்ணி we have to extract that metal or mineral from that deposit. Okay, from that deposit, அந்த ore depositல இருந்து iron ore deposit or steel ore deposit, that from that deposit we have to extract a metal or mineral. That process is called smelting. Okay va? Okay, how they will extract, how this wood steel is processed, that is what we are going to see. Small clay pots filled with a mixture of charcoal and iron were placed in small furnaces. Okay, what is that? Small or clay pot la will have charcoal and iron and they will keep it in a small furnace. Furnace அப்படினா என்னதுமா? எரியும்ல, that அந்த எரியற இடத்துல they will keep it. Okay, it have to heat it. Okay, அது heat ஆகணும் அப்படினா the temperature was intricately controlled. அதாவது நம்ம டீடைலா கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. They will manage the temperature according to heating. Okay, and the heating ஏத்துக்க மாதிரி they will manage they will control the temperature. And molten mixture of charcoal and iron obtained was used to produce steel ingots. What is ingots? Ingots means it is ஒரு ball மாதிரி ஒரு உருக்கி அந்த உருண்டையா வச்சிருப்பாங்க. From that deposit, and the depositல இருந்து they will take it and they will make it as a steel ingots. They will keep it. Okay, ஒரு உருக்கி அதுக்கப்புறம் they will make what are the shapes they need. Likewise they will do it. Okay, அந்த உருக்கி ஒரு ball மாதிரி வச்சிருப்பாங்களா, that is called steel ingots. Those ingots were used to make swords in India as well as in West and Central Asia. They can export it to other countries also. Okay, then in the mid 19th century it also started to disappear. This wood steel making process also started disappear because what happened? Industrial revolution in Britain starts. Okay va? So they started using machine use panni they started doing many things, and also they started providing ரொம்ப low cost steel வந்துட்டு they started giving. Okay, because the imported iron and steel from Britain replaced the iron and steel produced by Indian craft people. நம்ம கையால செய்யறத வந்து they have done by machines, and they started importing to another states. Okay, exporting to another state. இருந்தாலும் but in spite of that இருந்தாலுமே what happened அப்படின்னா only wood steel process is declined, but iron smelting அதாவது அந்த ஓரை எடுத்து அதை இது பண்ணி அந்த wood steel மேக் பண்ணுவோம்ல அந்த ப்ராசஸ் தான் வந்துட்டு இதாச்சு அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஆனால் அந்த அயன் ஸ்மெல்டிங் ப்ராசஸ் வந்துட்டு இட் இஸ் நாட் டிஸப்பியரிங் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. கண்டினியூ டு எக்ஸிஸ்ட் அன்டில் த எண்ட் ஆஃப் 19th century வரைக்கும் it was very popular only. Used smelters particularly in central India and Bihar used local iron ore deposits to produce iron for making tools and implements of daily use. They will get some small local iron deposits. They won't go for large huge amount of iron deposits. They iron ore deposits ku poga matanga. They will get local and they will do it for their daily use kaga enalla things venumo minimum level la they are doing it. Okay, in these areas furnaces were usually made of sun dried bricks and clay. Okay va, sun dried and verum sengal clay vachu they are doing furnaces. Okay, semman and clay and sun dried bricks use panni they are doing furnaces. Men did smelting while women kept charcoal burning by pumping in air. Adhaadu charcoal eriya vikkanum, that process is done by women, and smelting process is smelting na the heat pandrathu melt pandra process la it is done by men. Okay, then decline of the craft of iron smelting. Then at some point iron smelting also started declining. So what happened, how iron smelting declined abindratha we are going to see. Okay va, so how it happens means because from Britain imports also started coming, and also they have imposed forest laws. Britain government, colonial government has imposed forest laws. Adhaadu forest laws அப்படினா forest act இல்லனா forest laws அப்படினா என்னன்னா what is given in the forest acts, forest laws means they should not use forest areas for having furnaces. அதாவது இந்த எரிக்கணும்லமா for burning they need furnaces இல்லையா, and also they need for burning a charcoal they need firewood, and also for getting iron ore, to collect iron ore they will go to forest areas. Okay, iron ore வேணும் அப்படின்றதுக்காக they will go and collect in forest areas. So during the British government, during the colonial rule, what happened means they have banned people not to collect iron ore deposits from forest areas, and also they are not allowing them to get firewood for charcoal burning. Charcoal burn பண்றதுக்காக they are not allowing them to get firewood also, and they are not allowing to collect iron ore deposits வந்து collect பண்றதுக்கும் they are not allowing people. So then it started it makes smelters to decline. Okay, smelters iron smelters வந்து திரும்பவும் decline ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. Even though they have passed forest laws, they will தெரியாம போய் அந்த forest areasல போயிட்டு iron ore deposits கொஞ்சம் எடுத்துட்டு வருவாங்க. அந்த மாதிரிலாம் Indian people started doing that. Okay, without knowing they started going secretly, and they started to collect iron ore deposits, and they collect firewood for burning. Okay, burning process they started doing it. Then and they have also announced another thing, they can go and use forest areas, but they have to pay high tax duty. They have to pay very high tax to that person. So this is also very insufficient for smelters. Iron smelters வந்து இது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமான விஷயமா இருந்துச்சு அப்படினு சொல்றாங்க. Then in the late 19th century, smelters faced another challenge. British government in India started importing iron from Britain. After that, in 19th century, during the 19th century, okay, during the 19th century they started importing because Britain has started industries, and they started importing steel and iron to India. They started importing it to India. India ku anupa arambichatanga. Okay va? Then what happened? Then the demand of Indian smelters oda it started declining. After that, what happened means, after the during the 20th century, early 20th century la iron and steel industry it came into India appdin solranga. Okay va? Okay, then coming to the next one, establishment of Tata Iron and Steel Factory in India. Okay, finally we have launched Tata Iron and Steel Company in India. Okay va? Romba kashtapatte we have seen many decline, aayite irunduchu, because British government has taken us, avangaloda rule nadandittu irukanaala they haven't allowed Indian goods to goods vandittu profit பண்ணனும் அப்படின்றத வந்து they haven't made any or support. They haven't given any support to the Indian factory owners. They haven't given any support. Okay, now we are going to see how the Tata Iron and Steel Factory, that is TISCO, okay, Tata Iron and Steel Company, okay, Tata Iron and Steel Company was established in India. That how it was established and who established that and where it was established, that we are going to see in this topic. Okay, now this Tata Iron and Steel Company, Tata Iron and Steel Company, the name Tata is the founder. Okay, somebody who is the founder. Okay, so first note the person Jamshedji Narsarwanji Tata. Narsarwanji Tata. This was the first person who wanted to introduce iron and steel industry in India. That was the first person who decided to establish iron and steel industry in India. Okay va? And his eldest son Dorabji Tata, and another one person, his guidance. Okay va? Innorthavangaloda guidance irukano illaya, Charles Weld அப்படின்ற ஒரு geologist. Why he is taking geologist with him? Because where iron ore deposits is more அப்படின்றது தெரியணும் இல்லமா, so he needs a geologist guidance. So he has also taken a geologist, Charles Weld, who is an geologist, American geologist. Okay va? He is an American geologist. Okay, he is an American geologist. Okay, so the idea was started by Jamshedji Narsarwanji Tata, was decided to set up iron and steel industry in India. After that, his eldest son Dorabji Tata and Charles Weld, these two people has started to establish what is that, Tata Iron and Steel Company in India. Okay va? Okay, with the help of this person he has established. Okay, because he need his guidance. ஏன்னா எந்த இடத்துல iron ore deposits வந்து அதிகமா இருக்கு அப்படின்றது ஒரு geologistக்கு தான் நம்ம தெரியும். He can examine the places. Okay, first they have started in 1904. He has seen Chhattisgarh. In Chhattisgarh la Rajghara Hills அப்படின்ற ஒரு பிளேஸ்ல he has found some Chhattisgarh la he has gone through Chhattisgarh. Okay, அப்படி போயிட்டு இருக்கும்போது he has seen ஒரு Agaria tribes, Agaria community la in that village he has seen Agaria tribes. He has seen they are taking some charcoals to that they are taking some charcoals. Okay, charcoal எடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டு iron ore deposits எடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டு they are taking some little amount of iron ore deposits and they are doing iron smelting process they are doing. Okay, so that time he has noticed, Tata has noticed these village people, and he is asking, and with their guidance he has chosen a place called Rajghara Hills, where iron ore deposits is very high. Okay, a large amount of Rajghara Hill in Rajghara Hills, large amount of iron ore deposits was there. but he has chosen that place. But he saw that there was no water source for that company to establish company in that place. He has no water source in that place. Water தண்ணி வேணும்லமா ஒரு company வைக்கணும் அப்படினா they need water source. There is no water source in that place, so he has cancelled that place. And the place வேண்டாம் அப்படினு he has started examining other places. Finally he has seen a place where it is on the banks of river Subarneka. Okay, on the banks of river Subarneka he has found large deposits of iron ore வந்து அதிகமா deposits இருக்கு அப்படிங்கறத தெரிஞ்சிக்கிட்டு he has set up TISCO, Tata Iron and Steel Company, in 1912 in Jamshedpur, Jharkhand Jamshedpur அப்படிங்கற பிளேஸ்ல he has set up TISCO, Tata Iron and Steel Company, in 1912. Okay va, you all have to know on the banks of river Subarneka. Okay va, river Subarneka is very important in this what is that, in this TISCO. Okay va, TISCO is present on the banks of river Subarneka. Appo you have to know in which states, in which of the states this river flows. In the river kla flow agudhu, in the states kla flow agudhu theriyum. Okay va, it flows through Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. It is mainly found in Jamshedpur. This river is mainly in Jharkhand. Okay, Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. River Subarneka, it is established in 1912. Jamshedpur, Jharkhand it was established. Okay, TISCO was established. During that time railways was being expanded. Railways வந்து expand ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சிச்சு, which provided a huge market for rails. அதாவது இரும்புல தான அந்த rails வந்து இது பண்ணுவாங்க இல்லையா, அந்த கீழ தண்டவாளம் எல்லாம் இரும்புல தான பண்ணிருப்பாங்க. So iron தான அது. So at that time it was very the iron and steel company வந்துட்டு இது expand ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சிச்சு. Initially British experts in Indian railways were reluctant to believe that good quality of steel could be produced in India. Indiaல good quality steel வந்துட்டு produce பண்ண முடியும்ன்றதை யாருமே nobody accepted. Okay, nobody accepted. No British experts வந்து accept பண்ணல. But the situation changed when the First World War broke out in 1914. 1914 British First World War நடந்துச்சுல, that time only they started believing, oh, Indian steel company can also produce good steels, நல்ல quality ஆன steel வந்து produce பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்றத they started believing it. And as a result imports of British started declining. Okay, India la British oda imports vandu it starts declining. After that TISCO got huge opportunity to deliver rails for Indian railways ku railway and rails supply பண்றதுக்காக it is TISCO has got a chance. Okay, by that time it has started by 1990 90% of the steel manufactured by TISCO was bought by the colonial government. British government has bought what TISCO produced panna steel vandu they have started buying it. Okay, gradually TISCO became the biggest steel industry within British Empire. British Empire liye biggest steel industry ya TISCO company vandu started emerging. Okay, I hope you all understand this lesson. Look at that timeline என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Invention of spinning jenny is on the year 1764 and heavy imports of British cotton cloth வந்துட்டு into Indian markets. When imports of British cotton cloth came into Indian markets means 1830s, establishment of first cotton mill of India at Bombay la first cotton mill when it was established 1854. Then enactment of Calico Act you all know 1720. Then patenting of Indian steam engine invented by James Watt invent panna steam engine வந்து in the year 1775. Then growth of iron and steel industry in Britain, 1850s. Production of steel started in Tisco, 1912. I hope you all understand this lesson. Read the lesson once more and we will see in the next class. Thank you.